The past 18 months have been full of horror stories. Stories around data misuse, ad fraud, ads funding terror and violence, and a strong focus on transparency, of course. Media governance issues such as these have risen up the CMO agenda, and clients are making themselves heard too. Now, the world's biggest advertisers spend millions with the largest digital platforms, but whatever they spend, this will only be a fraction of the multi-billion-dollar ad revenues that these platforms command. You get my point. No advertiser in and of themselves can go it alone. And that's why global clients and national advertiser associations, the budget holders, the investors who enable this industry, need to work together collectively. And members of the WFA believe we need to rebalance the industry around the principle of greater respect for all parties. This may require the rebasing of relationships between the tripartite of client, agency and media owner. And critically, we also believe in the need to engender greater trust among consumers towards advertising. Only by taking concerted action can we protect our longer-term license to connect with consumers both on and offline. Introducing the WFA Global Media Charter. This initiative is about balance, but it's also about timing. Most barometers point towards a decline in consumer trust towards advertising, so we recognise the need to address this now. It's high time the industry as a whole draw a line in the sand and say, enough is enough, things need to change, and fast. So in this document, we establish the principles for partnership that our members find most critical. Partnership here means with our agencies and with the media owners and platforms who provide the means for us to communicate with our audiences. And for each principle, there are a number of requests we make from ecosystem partners. But in the interest of balance, and as responsible advertisers too, we're also making a number of commitments to the ecosystem. Zero tolerance to ad fraud with compensation for any breach. Now, the industry is taking considerable steps to address ad fraud, but it does remain a threat. So any investment committed by advertisers and the associated fees found to be associated with invalid traffic or non-human impressions should automatically be refunded to advertisers. Strict brand safety protection. This is the fastest rising media issue on WFA members' agenda. And for advertisers to invest with confidence, comprehensive and rigorous safeguards are required, with responsibility assumed by platforms for the content carried on their sites. Minimum viewability thresholds. Advertisers should be able to trade against whatever viewability level delivers the required outcome for the business, including 100% in view for full duration, if desired. Transparency throughout the supply chain. Now, complete transparency, digital or otherwise, is critically important to advertisers. So full disclosure is required for pricing and trading, fees and costs, placement, data, and other areas too. Third-party measurement and verification as a basic. Advertisers seek media inventory which is viewable, fraud-free, and brand safe. Verification of whether these criteria have been met should be received from an impartial third-party source. We do not accept self-reported data. Addressing walled garden issues. Now, in addition to the verification issues, advertisers also seek to use the licensed third-party buying platform of their choice in all and any environment. Limitations placed upon inventory and/or data access based upon the DSP used are not acceptable. Improving standards with data transparency. The way data is collected and used by some in the industry has played a part in reducing trust in online advertising. We need a fundamental shift towards an ecosystem built on trust, control, and respect for user data. Finally, improving the user experience. Consumers are increasingly frustrated with ads that disrupt their experience, interrupt content, and slow browsing. Advertisers require platform and publishers to optimize towards the ad formats found by the Coalition for Better Ads to be less intrusive. So these are our 8 principles for partnership. Obviously, they're not the end of the story, it's just the beginning, but we hope that our partners, the media agencies, and the platforms out there will help us make these a reality.